Hello everyone, this is Faisal Sadaf and I'm submitting my third week assignment, and this is a video of third week assignment. And let me share screen. All right. So the first question is, what is the architecture of an Express application and how do its components work together? Explain the main architecture component: app instance, middleware, route handler, and error handler. So the app instance work by calling the Express imported from Express library, and it is the main object or main component of the application. It gathers up everything. It gives us the server, and we basically work from here. What's middleware? Middleware is a function, and we use this to modify or to catch up the requests and modify it. Route handlers are used for specific routes. It handles specific routes. We will discuss more this further in a couple of minutes. Error handlers are middlewares. They are specifically for errors. Whenever we throw errors from any other middlewares, it directly goes to the last middleware, which is the error handler middleware. Discuss the order of middleware execution and why it matters. So the Express application works as all the programs. It works from top to bottom, and if it's order wrongly, it will execute wrong. So the order of middleware matters. If we first have a middleware which checks for the login, and after that we have a route. So whenever a request is received, first it is checked for whether if the user is logged in or not, and then it goes to the route. But if it is the other way around, like first it comes the route, and then we have another middleware which checks for the login, then that route will never be looked after whether the user is logged in or not. I'm going to state the difference between middleware and route handler. Middlewares are just functions, and it's the main difference is that middleware receives three arguments, or it has three parameters: request, response, and next. It processes and modifies, validate the request, and also it calls it should, and it usually calls the next. It runs for many routes, but the route handler, on the other hand, it receives request and send response, and it usually send the final response, and it is for specific routes. Middleware can be used for many routes, but one route handler is just for one route. How do you handle HTTP requests and responses in Express? Explain the structure of HTTP request, method, path, header, and body. HTTP requests are get, post, put, patch, or delete. These are the methods of the HTTP requests. Paths are usually after our domain or after our local host. Whatever comes after that, these are specific routes. Like when we want to go to the dashboard, when we want to go to the users or tasks, these are paths. Headers are sent with the URL requests, but it's not seen on the browser. And sometimes we send body with the request, but it's not seen. We can send that with the postman, or we can send them with the form data. Show how to access request data. For example, request method, path, request body. So before we do that, we need to tab use express.json. We need body for our execution, for our middleware. We use the express.json. We need that in order to collect data from the body. And the easy way is to call the methods, every method on the request. So the request.path will give us the path, which path the user want to go. The query will give us after anything that comes after the question mark. The query, the request.query will give us that parameters. Body is the same way. We can collect the body and request.body. Demonstrate the response method, response.json, response.send, response.status. So we can send response in several ways. In plain text, we can send response.send and just put the text in the parentheses, or we can also send HTML data using the send. We can also send the JSON body or the JSON text with the calling JSON on the response. Beside that, we can also send the status message, which can be success, which can be failure, which can be error, whatever we want to send. We can call the status on the response and then chain the after response we want to send. What is REST and how does it relate to the Express application? So the REST stands for the representational state transfer. It is used for methods and to communicate with through the API. It is stateless. Requests contain all the needed information. Resource space. It's used like users and tasks. Does not use word. And it's a standard. It uses HTTP methods properly. It uses proper codes and in uniform interface. Show how to design RESTful APIs endpoints. So the endpoints RESTful endpoints are used like we use /user/task, or we use the after ID or ID in the middle, user IDs, something like that. Discuss the HTTP status code and proper API response. So we have from 200 to 299, we have success messages. These are different kind of success messages, like 200 for OK, 201 for created, and 204 for not contained. Like if a user logs in, we don't have anything to send back, but we just want to send OK, we success message, we send 204. 400 to 499, these are client errors, whatever. For example, if a client wants to go to a URL that's not assigned to him or not authorized for that, we send from 400 to 499. So 400 is bad request, 401 is unauthorized, it's actually unauthenticated request. 403 is forbidden, which is unauthorized and not allowed. 404 is the page not found. If a user wants to go to a page which does not exist, so we send the error with the 404 status code. From 500 to 599, these are internal server errors. We send it back with the code. 500 is internal server error crash, and 503 is service unavailable. So this was my this day's assignments video. Hope I have covered everything and I have explained everything properly. Thank you.